Bonjour and welcome to the final day of my 21-day Build Your Resolve and Ignite Your Fire for 2021 program. I said my program, but actually it is your program, and I really want to thank you for being here on this journey with us, all the team, and for making this possible. I hope you've really enjoyed it, and there is a feedback form that we will submit at the end of the program. I would really like to encourage you to fill it and to give us as much feedback as you can so that we can improve the program and make it better for the next years. And also, why not let me know what you would like me to tell you about, or if there is any subject that you would be particularly interested in. So this week, now it's a wrap up just before the live coaching call, which will happen tomorrow. We have covered how to harmonize our homes, and we went through each and every day, each one of the 5 senses. And we tried to see how to harmonize our houses regarding the taste, the hearing, the sight, the touch, and the smell. And now today it's about putting everything together. However, as I have promised you, I told you I would give you some of my favorite tips and tricks for each of the senses, and this is what I will do now. To start with the sense of taste, well, I've already given you my most valuable piece of advice, which I think I don't need to elaborate on. I told you you have to embrace your touch of bad taste and to really, I think, stay away from any trends as much as you can, and from social media and from Instagram, interior design, and Pinterest. I think there is not so much to add. Regarding the hearing, I couldn't elaborate on the subject, but there is one important thing which is linked once again to the pandemic and all of the many lessons, beautiful life lessons that the pandemic has taught us. During the pandemic, a lot of us have found ourselves locked up in our houses, where usually all the members of the household would be able to go out, go to school, go to work, and just come back in the evening to meet up after they lived their life outside. However, now we found out that our homes should be versatile enough to be able to help us or accompany us in each of the different activities that we have in our lives. So they had not only to be a place where we have our meals and where we sleep and where we have our intimacy, but they also should be a place where we exercise, where we work, where we educate our children, and so on and so forth. So it became all of a sudden when in a totally different way, people previously wanted to knock down all the walls and everything was about open spaces. All of a sudden, our homes became a place where we had to find a way to isolate ourselves. And it is not always possible to buy an extra garden shed or to put up a partition in a house, particularly if you are living in an apartment in the city. So one of the most disturbing elements in this matter, of course, is the sound. Because if you are trying to work, you are on a call, you are just locked up in a place with other people, the sound of other people can be really disturbing and can trigger some fights or some annoyance, which is not nice. One of the very effective ways and flexible, and also I think the cheapest ways to deal with this issue is by using fabrics in a smart way. If you think about it, the fabrics, be it the rugs or the carpets that you can have on the floor, but also the curtains that you can hang up against doors or on your windows, but also use as dividers in rooms. All these things, they absorb the noise and they really help to soothe everything down if they are used in a smart way. And you can just look it up. I mean, look at the kind of ceiling rails now that exist. It is very, very easy to create some intimacy in a house, or more intimacy in a house, in an apartment, when you are with other people. and to help to reduce the noise just by playing with fabrics. The next subject I wanted to cover was the touch. So one of the weird beliefs that I have, and if you just look at the wall behind me, which is probably 200 years old wall made of stone, it's in one of these historical buildings in Rue de Rivoli in Paris. One of my weird beliefs is that we somehow are made out of the same thing as these walls. If you think about it, 4 billion years ago, when life started on Earth, so where we come from, it was just some air, some water, and some rocks. So we come from the stones, and this is why and from the wood, and from all these things, all these materials that our houses are built from. So this is why I always say feel, and I told you all through the week, feel this, and feel that. And to feel the walls, to feel the materials, it is very, very important. And when you do not like the feeling of something, as I gave you the example this week, I hate the feeling of the horrible white wallpaper that is on the walls in this apartment. It is not difficult to change. You just have to remember to stay playful. If you sometimes put a color on a wallpaper that you don't like, you repaint it, it will change not only the sight, but it will also change the feeling. And now you know, probably also know as well as I do that so many interior design shops or houses or brands have made tremendous efforts on textures, and you have all these fantastic wallpapers that are based on you know, very thin wood or fabrics or whatever. So it is very easy to change and to upgrade your house or a wall or two walls or whatever according to your mood, and to set a different ambience. Regarding the smell now, well, there is a small trick also that I wanted to share, and it's a very cheap one. What I usually do, I put some soap bars in my cupboards, and this really helps to perfume all my clothes. And I also, another way to enhance a nice perfume that will relax me is I'm very picky when I choose the washing powder in the one that I'm going to wash my clothes with, and also what I will use in my house to clean the floors. Regarding the site, I spoke about colors and lighting, and as I have said, I could go on and on because there is so much to say about colors and lighting. However, in the site, one of the things we might notice first is the furniture that we have in our houses. Pieces of furniture are quite an investment. When you buy a new sofa or you buy a new dining table or chairs, it often is expensive. So we then become quite reluctant to change them and to upgrade them. One of my best interior designer tricks is that I always keep an eye on auctions. And one of the things that happened last year, it's a funny anecdote, is that 10 years ago, or more than 10 years ago, when I was not an interior designer, I really wanted to buy a nice carpet for my house. And I went to the best company in Paris for carpets and got a quote, and the carpet was above 16,000 euros. So I didn't buy it. I couldn't afford to buy it, unfortunately. And then just last year, a few months ago, when I was back in Paris, I started watching auctions. And what do I see in an auction in Paris? My carpet, exactly the one that I wanted 16 years ago. Of course, this was a piece of luck. I could never have stumbled onto the same carpet, but I found that this was really fun, and it was a really funny anecdote because I ended up getting the same carpet, my carpet, 10 years later, for just 10% of its value. And I'm sure that our dear Josephine Statz, our expert on finance and on savings and on being frugal, would love this anecdote. the bottom line of this story is that by just being smart and playful, and learning how to buy this kind of furniture or things in auction houses or in secondhand, not only do you contribute to a more sustainable cycle for objects and in the economy, but also you can have more fun because you have less pressure and you can change and upgrade your house whenever you feel like it. So that's it for all my tips and tricks regarding the 5 senses. Now, the goal of all this is to find a harmony. It's a bit of a difficult exercise, of course, because it's like you are trying to balance a scale, but instead of having 2 sides of the scale that you are trying to balance, you have 5 different plates that you try to balance all together to reach perfection. But for me, both as an interior designer, an inner designer, and also in my everyday life, I have to say that harmony is my raison d'être. It is the raison d'être of why I do this job. It's to bring harmony, and I really try to look at things in a very holistic way when I'm working on a project. But so also in my life on a personal level, in the relationships I have with my children, at work, in the business, in everything that is any aspect of my life. And I think if you can think of, even when you are in bed with somebody in your sexual life, finding harmony, I think, is the ultimate goal of anything, any relationship, anything in life. So yes, it is a very difficult exercise to put everything together. However, I like to think about it as an everyday fun activity. Try to just reconnect to my senses, and I hope you will also find it fun. And as an ongoing progress, and not as a goal per se. It's just some fun activity that you should enjoy every day. And when you start noticing that there is harmony somewhere, it will simply bring you joy. So thank you once again for sticking around until the end of the week, and just don't hesitate to send us some feedback, and I'm looking forward to the live coaching call tomorrow and to answering to all your questions. Thank you, and see you tomorrow. Bye.